Well, greetings everyone, thank you for joining me once again. We're back on the SEGA Mega Drive, or Genesis, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Nick, and this guy is Superman. No, we're not the same people, although you've never seen us both in the room at the same time. So I'll leave you wondering there. This one's been published by Sunsoft in 1992, and based on the superhero, Superman from DC Comics, but he first appeared in Action Comics way back in 1938. It's a 2D scroller, so we'll see how this one plays, but Superman's got a whole heap of powers. Let's see if this game uses any of them at all, as Clark Kent goes in there and zips out as Superman. It's only got 5 levels, unfortunately, so it could be quite brief. Children have gone missing. You won't see Lex Luthor in this. They haven't really used the baddies. You won't see General Zod. I think the main villain is someone called Brainiac. Yes, I don't want they use Bizarro, any of those. I don't know. So here we are. We can jump. It doesn't seem like we can fly, which is a bit odd for Superman, but he can run very fast by doing left twice or right twice. It's a bit like Golden Axe, I suppose. I'm a little bit underwhelmed at the moment. It looks like it should belong on the Master System rather than the Mega Drive. As I review more of these, I get a bit of an idea what's good and what's bad. Compare this to the RoboCop games, like RoboCop vs Terminator and Alien 3. Seems to be, it's not using the maximum power. The music is a little bit screechy too. Why can't Superman blow that up? Hopefully I can get off a level 1. You see the energy bar in red there on this, like the bottom left side. Power, it says there. Why can't he fly? There's no way Superman would jump. Is that energy? There's no way Superman would jump across roofs. He'll just fly over the top. He's sort of like a guy that can circle the earth in about a second. So why is he walking along rooftops and doing hand-to-hand combat against robots? I do not know. You only get 1 life in this. It's quite critical, but you do get 3 continues. If you owned this back in the day, let me know. I think it might have come out on the Master System, as well. So it'll be interesting to see how those two differ. I think this is the first Superman game I've actually reviewed. I've reviewed quite a few Batman games on various systems. It's the first of the Supermen. Generally, they're not seen as classics. This one is sort of like, okay, it's got a bit of an arcade feel to it. You put money in it down the arcade. But whether you put money in it again, I do not know. Energy's looking a bit low. What the hell is that thing? Yeah. We're fighting some guy. Well, Brainiac's one of the. We're dead. Brainiac's one of the villains in it, and another one called Prankster. I don't know. You won't see Clark Kent in this. He's the Man of Steel, which I think this game might be called Superman Man of Steel in some regions. In the UK, it's called Superman. He is pretty super. Although General Zod said this man is not super at all. He has a weakness. Zod's not in this. Damn it. Right, okay, so I'm not sure this will be a long review. I'll persevere a bit. I'm not enjoying it a great deal, but it moves quite fast, I suppose. It's not up to Sonic the Hedgehog. And when you look at Mega Drive games, you have to compare it to the best. Sonic knocks this out of the water by a long, long way. Sonic's a game we haven't reviewed, well, purely on the Mega Drive. We've done it on the PS3, on the Mega Drive Hits disc. Right. Why isn't Superman firing lasers out of his eyes? Why isn't he crashing people? Why isn't he just throwing all these enemies into space? No, he's doing hand-to-hand combat for some reason. My favourite Superman is Christopher Reeve. Hooray! He's the best one, isn't he? Hurrah! Right. I'm not digging this music as well. The music at the start was quite good in the intro screen. In this, it's just, I don't know what it is. So much better with that music, really, much more exciting. Come on, super bloke. Oh, we're dead again. And we're just short of that. You saw an icon there, which is Superman's logo. I think that would have given us lots of extra energy. So let's try and do this properly for once. This game, Sunsoft there, twinned with the Daily Planet. This channel isn't about expert gameplay, as we all know. It's about having a laugh, seeing how the game played, and trying to get a bit of a view of what your first or second go would have been like, and would it have been enough there for you want to come back. Might have come back a few times, but it is annoying me a little bit now. It is quite difficult. Your energy level goes down. There is only 5 stages, so once you get used to it, I don't think there'll be too much longevity about the place. Some stages, I'm told, you can fly, but it's not really utilising the most of what the Mega Drive can do. 1 life as well. Would have preferred like 3 lives really, and kept the continues there. There's no option, like a lot of Mega Drive games, on the menu screen you can select from easy, medium and difficult. Most notably on the Streets of Rage games, but this one doesn't have it. It's just got 1 setting and it's game over already. I'm not enjoying this whatsoever. Anyway, I think you had to have it back in the day. But Sunsoft 1992, Superman. Haven't reviewed any Batman games on the Mega Drive, but done so on Game Boy Advance, Amiga, ZX Spectrum. Yeah, a few others. Good. This is like a remix of the Superman music, isn't it? I can imagine walking past an arcade and this being on like that. I might have had a few goes, but only as a kid though. Here he goes into the phone box to change. Here he goes, zips out the other side. It's Super Bloke, or Superman as he likes to be called. The Daily Planet he works there as Clark Kent, but to my knowledge there's no Clark Kent stages. Here we go, we're on the rooftop again. He doesn't want to fly to his destination, he wants to fight hand-to-hand combat with these upgraded pedal bins for some reason. Look, if he'd fired lasers out of his eyes, that thing would be dead, but no, he wants to do a really weak punch. There we go. This bloke's a nincompoop. Superman, not the cleverest around. That's why Batman, I think, beat him anyway. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Superman in the Batman outfit. Now, that'd be a good combo. That was a terrible film, wasn't it? Batman versus Superman. It's probably level with this game. Well, this game's better than that film. I mean, I am being super critical now because a lot of the Mega Drive games are absolutely brilliant. So when one comes out that's not quite so brilliant, I do have to say. I mean, there's gameplay there. It's just too difficult, and the graphics could be a bit better. Do have a review of RoboCop versus Terminator, or Terminator versus RoboCop if you want. It blows this one out the water, but I suppose it's on a par with the first Terminator game. So there we go. It's one of the lessers. It's one of the lessers. Would have been good to have as a compilation, I suppose, of an era. But you know, 1992 compared to what I was used to on the Commodore Amiga, it's moving quite fast. Music is okay, although it's very generic. I don't know what it's relating to. I suppose we're in Metropolis, but it could be anywhere. But I just like the option for him to fly. I think in later stages he does get a few extra special powers. You can see there's a fist there, and you really look at the display at the bottom, there's a fist there. There might be a way of changing that over to kicks or something else. If you know, let me know. See, it says punch. I think by doing the A and B button, you can charge a super punch, which I do every now and again. Right. There we go. We zipped some energy. That's further we got before. If I can get off stage 1, I'll be utterly super pleased, but we won't labour the point. We won't be here for hours. Right. Super punch. No, I can't do it. There's a way of doing it. It's the B button, I think, or A button. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. If you jump and fly, you do a bit of a kick. I'm not liking it. Way too difficult. If you got off stage 1, let me know. I'm sure you did if you owned it back in the day. If you owned these games back in the day and not too many others, you would have given it quite a lot of goes. I don't know if there's an advantage with blowing up that UFO thing. Maybe you get some superpower. Hey, Superman's dead again. He got hit by a man on a roof and died. Superman is very weedy in this game. He's very weedy. He's not so super at all. I think he's called Average Man. Take the S off his top and just put the letter A. But as all Superman fans know, that S doesn't stand for Superman. It stands for peace, I think, doesn't it? Or maybe it stands for porridge. I'm not sure. It's just a coincidence. It's an S, and someone's called him Superman. I think this is more like Pooper Scoop Man. I think Super Pooper Scoop Man. Say that quick 8 times. Super Pooper Scoop Man. Right. Okay. There's no advantage of blowing that thing up. It's blown up, and we cost us a bit of energy. We've got no bonus. Our punch power's building up, so if you use Super Punch, the energy does deplete. Well, I don't think there's too much advantage of using it anyway. Yeah. And he's dead again. This Superman is not super at all. You're right, Zod, I 100% agree with you. I much prefer, it's all about growing up with nostalgia, isn't it, really? I much prefer Superman 2, that's my favourite Superman movie, with Terrence Stamp as General Zod, rather than the, fairly modern one, Man of Steel. And Christopher Reeve as well. That was great. Superman 1, great. Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. Superman 2, absolutely outstanding. Superman 3, not quite so good. Richard Pryor in that one, I think, as Gus Gorman, but they're still quite good. Superman 4, it's lost its way completely with Nuclear Man. I own a Blu-ray box set of those, and the fourth one, well, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Superman had fired lasers out his eyes to rebuild the Great Wall of China. I don't understand the logic of that. But he's not going to be doing anything like that here. Come on, Super Bloke. This will be my last go. And the sooner we get out of here, the better. Right. So we haven't given up on Mega Drive games. They're still going to go up each week if I've got time. Last couple of weeks have been a bit awkward because I didn't have too much time. And I had a bit of an energy crash, which happens. I think Superman's had an energy crash as well. That's why he can't fly. man, I'm not impressed with this game. It feels more like a Master System game. It's odd me saying that because I never owned the Master System. But, you know, there's much better games out there, so it's a waste of a license, really. It could have been a lot better than it is. With all the power Superman has got, it's not really using any. And hand-to-hand combat on a roof is not really what Superman's about. It's okay, but it's not great either. So, hope you like having a look at that one. That was Superman on the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, depending on where you are in the world. Published by Sunsoft in 1992. Got any comments about this game, similar games, Superman, or anything retro, then please put that below. Always love hearing from you. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.